Interesting. Both bird mugs.
2 bird mugs.
Owl.
I mean, I have 4
crow.
bird-related mugs, though, so...
You know what?
Just
I
weird
want to go with
something
the
like
owl,
mugs.
David, because I feel like I'm wise. I like the night times. You should go with the crow because you are going to be a serial killer one day.
Fair enough. Crow and arrow?
Crow and arrow.
I thought that was pretty exciting, but then the bottom of the mug says this is actually a raven.
Oh.
So...
Well...
Ravenhood?
Shut up. You shut your mouth. I was going to compliment you on the good pun. I'm taking that compliment away. You negated it instantly.
Well... Life's tough.
All right. Hello. Welcome, listener. Welcome to this living room. We got to change of scenery for us.
We do.
It's probably not any different for you. You're probably listening where you usually listen, or maybe you're somewhere else different.
Maybe you should go to your living room and see if that helps the listening
Yeah,
experience.
pause, change rooms,
Yeah.
start listening again.
It might work.
I'm Frank, also known as Franklin. I might as well keep it going at this point.
That's true, yeah. I'm David, also known as David.
David.
Excellent.
Yes. So we're here today. We're going to talk about some stuff. We got a new segment for you.
Yeah, we do.
This segment has a peculiar name. I wasn't quite prepared.
Wow.
Let me get my notes out.
That's
Because I
amazing.
wrote it down, David.
Well, while Frank's looking it up, we're trying to figure out what our favorite movie of all time is. But instead of just making a list and not really being true to ourselves, I feel like we have to be more meticulous about it to get an
there's
accurate
going to be
answer.
a process to try to narrow it down to just one movie
Yeah, that's what
of
I'm
all
saying.
time.
After we get through all of this, which is going to be a long time. So basically, we're going to be taking a look at smaller, very specific genres and figuring out what our favorite movies are on that level. And then we'll have like an NBA-style playoff. That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Awesome. We should really stay on the ball so we could do this in March.
In March? What are we doing in March?
March Madness, dude.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well. That just shows how little I know about sports. All right, so what's the name of the segment, Frank?
So the name of our brand new spanking segment. No, that's something else.
Oh my gosh, you had all this time to look it up.
Oopsie
okay.
daisies. Our quest to find out what our favorite movie of all time is, at least up to this point. Obviously, we will see other movies that haven't come out yet, or others that have come out and we just haven't seen.
Yeah, and that was as concise as we could get the title to, but to still explain.
There's a lot of
full aspect.
caveats, but we wanted to let you know from the title what's happening.
Today, for the maiden voyage of this segment, we have disaster movies. So we're gonna talk each. We'll have 2. Maybe we should do both our runner-ups and then both of our picks. We'll do a little back and forth. If you're
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
But Frank, would you? Well, actually, no. It should be me, right? Is this how we're always flipping things around?
That's how we always flip it, David. Sharing
Interesting.
is caring.
We're pulling the curtain back a little bit on how things work here. Okay,
We do put a tiny little bit of thought into it.
We do, a small amount. Well, for disaster movies, to be honest, I had a tough time, Frank. I had a tough time. I felt like there wasn't a disaster movie that leapt out to me and grabbed me. So, sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, this movie, yes.
Yeah.
There's a few movies like that. But I couldn't think of one that really swung it in hard, and then I kind of got in some weird territory. I was, and this is just like a clarification, I was going to pick Deep Impact as my runner-up.
Okay.
Because I think it's a cool movie, but I haven't seen Deep Impact since I was 11 or something. And I felt like I couldn't honestly choose that as even the runner-up. And my idea actually got from George, but my runner-up is This Is the End.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean,
nice.
The other reason why it has to be runner-up is because it is a disaster movie, but it's also like an apocalyptic movie,
Which
could be a whole nother list, which actually should be one, apocalypse movies.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, non-zombie apocalypses.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then zombie apocalypses. But anyways, This Is the End. I mean, the thing that sticks out to me the most about it, I'm sure most people have seen it. Especially if you're listening to a podcast and you're around our age, you probably saw it. It'd be hard not to, I think. But basically, it's a bunch of Hollywood stars all playing themselves, hanging out at James Franco's swanky house in L.A. and the end of the world comes, and it's like a big disaster, and the party gets crashed. There's like holes in the floor.
Mayhem abound.
Yeah, and very similar to like the rest of those, that crew, every time they do a movie, it's like them doing a certain kind of movie. Like Knocked Up is like their romantic comedy. Pineapple Express is like their buddy cop kind of movie. Superbad's like the teenage movie. You know what I mean? And this one is like, oh, this is the, maybe not horror. I mean, there is some slight horror elements.
Yeah, nothing really like startling or scary though. But I think just like jump scares. Like, oh my God, that demon.
Yeah, there's a couple things. And I'm like, oh my God, that demon.
Oh my, that demon. Oh my.
The kind of little shining thing that always sticks out to me in this movie, though, because the cast is awesome. I mean, if you like James Franco and Seth Rogen, all those guys, you'll have a good time. But it's the couple people who aren't like stars in the movie, but who were just in it for a little bit. And I think all those performances are really awesome. And I'm thinking like Michael Cera right at the beginning of the movie when he's all like drug crazed and everything. That's hilarious. Emma Watson is
That's
awesome.
who I was thinking of.
Yeah, she's hilarious in this movie too. And then the Channing Tatum thing that always comes at the end. Yeah, it's just too much, man. A really cool movie though. Really cool. It definitely it's not like, I mean, pretty much every disaster movie is played 100% straight. You know what I mean? That's part of it.
Yeah.
And this movie's definitely like not trying to
They just had a whole lot of fun with it.
Well, what about you? What's your runner up?
So for my runner up, I actually have Deep Impact.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was really excited. And you want to see something more amazing, David?
What?
I put a note to give an honorable mention to This Is the End.
This is incredible. Dude.
Yeah. We were on the same page this week.
We were, yeah. Wow.
So yeah, Deep Impact came out in 1998. I was like 7 years old.
1998.
1998.
Wow. That is an old movie now.
Yeah, dude, it's old now.
It's going to be 20 years old next year.
Oh my goodness. Deep Impact stars Robert Duvall, Tia Leone, Elijah Wood. Have you ever heard of Elijah Wood? Who's this kid?
I think he's in Harry Potter, isn't he?
Did he do like other stuff after this?
So.
Vanessa Redgrove.
Oh.
Yeah, from like Mission Impossible, the like old lady.
I've never seen Mission Impossible.
I remember I have this vivid memory of watching Mission Impossible when I was a child, but I was like super sick. And I was like in the middle of like a lucid like fever dream, and like Mission Impossible was playing in the background. I'll always remember that. It was so weird. Also, Morgan Freeman, James Cromwell, John Favreau. I can't read my handwriting sometimes. And Lily Sobieski.
See, I'm glad I didn't pick this movie because I don't remember Morgan Freeman being in it.
Dude.
And I don't remember Tia Leone being in it.
He's the president.
No, I don't remember it. I just don't at all. It's just so funny, but
I love Deep Impact.
I was trying to be authentic. I just remember the ending. The ending's killer. But anyways, I'm sorry.
And then I didn't know this. I just wanted to have like some information before I started just like talking about how much I love this movie. It was directed by Mimi Letter, who also directed The Leftovers, Pay It Forward.
Whoa.
And Shameless, the U.S. version. I love all those things.
Huh.
She directed a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't know I was a fan of this lady, but I mean, apparently I am. Super
I didn't
big
know
time.
The Leftovers was... That makes sense, though. Especially Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward and Deep Impact, the endings are kind of similar in a weird way. I don't know. Wow, that's cool. Leftovers is also awesome. I need to finish that.
Yeah, I needed to get back on that Leftover train.
Too.
Shameless is really good. But yeah, Deep Impact. It's the other asteroid movie that came out around the time that Armageddon did. Armageddon's a good movie. I like Deep Impact more.
Armageddon. Okay,
It's
first
so
off,
cheese. It's just like it made so much money.
there's two things I got to say about. I'll just leave it at two. Armageddon is Criterion Collection.
Really?
That's not right.
No, I don't feel comfortable with that.
That's because Criterion got bought out by like some movie studio. So then a bunch of movies that studio did just kind of snuck under the door as Criterion. It's like, this movie's not worthy. The other thing about with this, and this is just a random thing in Armageddon, there's a scene when they're like working out, they're like montaging real hard, that someone makes a Pulp Fiction reference, and like Bruce Willis is in the room. And it's one of those things that just always makes me like, what? It's just so funny. It really cracks me up.
I've never noticed that, but I also haven't seen Armageddon in a very long time.
Yeah, you don't need to. But it's like, do the people in that universe ever comment? They're like, hey, doesn't this guy look just like Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction? Anyways, that's so funny. You know, the other thing too, that's hilarious that there's like those two movies that came out that are exactly the same, because another two disaster movies was Volcano and Dante's Peak.
Oh, we'll talk more about that soon.
Oh my gosh. This is so amazing. We were on the same track. Okay, so for my number one pick, I was going to pick Volcano. I like Volcano more, but I'm not going to say anything else because I have a feeling Frank's going to say something right now. And I was really just trying to think about there has to be a disaster movie that like touches my soul. And this is going to sound so lame.
David, I'm so excited to hear what you're going to say.
My favorite disaster movie of all time, Titanic. Bam.
I like intended to start singing
Titanic.
My Heart Will Go On, but all that I could hear in my head was, I can stay away just to hear you breathe.
Armageddon blocked you out?
Yeah, dude, it was the only thing that was going on in my brain.
I always get My Heart Will Go On. First in my head, I always think of like the Whitney Houston song from Bodyguard. And that always like those two get mixed up in my head. But anyways, Titanic. I don't have to explain
David,
Titanic.
this is super random, but I just want you to remember for a second that you mentioned The Bodyguard.
Okay.
I'm
down.
Continue.
I mean, I honestly, there's no reason why I should have to explain what the plot of Titanic is. I mean, it's one of the highest grossing films of all time. You've seen Titanic.
Yeah, you've seen it.
You've, like me, been surfing through basic cable. Titanic's like halfway through on TBS or whatever, and then you sit and you watch the rest of the movie because it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's just so good. The disaster part's really only like the second half of the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say I would have never considered it as a disaster movie, but now that you've presented it as such, it's like, no, yeah,
It's definitely a disaster movie, right?
a disaster.
It's like, what else do you call that? It was a disaster.
Yeah. Just with a beautiful romance story surrounded around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? And that's what's made it so successful, too, I think. Because, like, there was something for everyone, I guess.
Well,
you know
that
what I mean?
and James Cameron's Midas Touch.
Yeah, that's true. James Cameron just knows what's going on. Aliens, Avatar. I don't like Avatar, but you made a bunch of cash. You can't deny that.
I went to go watch it in theaters.
Yeah, The Abyss.
I gave
awesome.
him my money.
But yeah, I got to be honest with myself, guys. I can't lie because I think saying Titanic's your favorite disaster movie is not cool. I got to be honest in this process so we can really narrow this down and figure out what is the best movie ever. How we'll get there, I don't know. Why don't you hit us with this first one? Now I'm so excited.
All right, so my number one pick was Volcano because it is better than Dante's Peak.
Yes, it is better than Dante's Peak,
And
man.
it's so funny because like there's a scene in Dante's Peak where they're in this lake or river and it's all acidic, it's all like sulfuric, and the boat starts like melting.
Yes.
So then it's like an old lady or somebody like
Yes,
jumps out
old
of the
lady.
boat and like carries them to the shore. She like sacrifices themselves. As a child, I always confused that scene in Dante's Peak for a scene in Volcano.
Yeah.
And every time I watched Volcano, I would like wait for it because it's such a good scene, and then I'd be like, "Oh, that's that other movie." Yeah.
They need to just like cut that scene out of Dante's Peak.
And then just splice it into Volcano. I'd be down.
Everyone will look
like
really
no
different.
context.
No
It'll just be
context.
like a super quick little thing. So yeah, Volcano came out in 1997, just a year before Deep Impact.
Wow.
Features Tommy Lee Jones, who I met once at a Polo for the Cure AIDS benefit. It was the most fancy thing that I've ever been to and will be to ever.
Shout out Tommy.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones, not a sponsor. Anne Heche, Don Cheadle, my man, and Gabby Hoffman. She plays like the daughter. So Tommy Lee Jones, if you remember, Tommy Lee Jones is like the director of this, like the California like Department of Disasters or whatever, and he's responsible. He like goes to cities whenever there's a natural disaster, and he helps out with the relief and the cleanup and just like make sure everything gets done. Well, there's like an earthquake in Los Angeles, and he's on vacation with his daughter, and he's like, well, I better go check it out. He meets up with Don Cheadle, and it's like, yeah, it's not a major earthquake. Nothing really happened. They're like, it's whatever. And then I'm just like set in the mood. Just like I just remembered like the beginning so well. There's like these workers in the subway tunnels or the sewers, and they're just like, working. I don't think they're whistling, but they're just like walking around wearing their like highlighter vests. And all of a sudden like the ground starts getting like real hot, and like these guys end up like catching on fire. One of them dies, and the other one's like all messed up. And they're like, oh, that's weird. So they're investigating all this stuff. There's a super cool like scene at the La Brea tar pits, which is like where the volcano ends up erupting. It's super cool stuff, man. It's so cool just to see like this volcano erupt. There's a lot of really cool things I like about Volcano. Tommy Lee Jones being one of them. Oh, and before we get too far into this, it was directed by Mick Jackson, who has directed Temple Grandin and a bunch of TV and The Bodyguard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How weird.
Another quick stat. Volcano grossed $122,823,468. And they on a $9 million budget, so they didn't make a whole lot of movie out of it. And Dante's Peak beat it commercially.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's because of Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
He was so hot back then.
But Volcano, you won in my heart. All this stuff's going down in Volcano. Tommy Lee Jones, they're all trying to they figure out like a volcano is happening, like what the heck, all this disaster stuff. One of the cool things I like about it is at the end of the movie, they end up figuring out that they can use the canal systems in Los Angeles to like funnel the magma out to the sea. And it totally works. It's awesome. They have to like blow up a building to like fall into the street and like get it to flow in. Oh, it's so awesome. But like the volcano ends up erupting and they blow up this building. All this stuff has happened down. At the end of the movie, everybody's like covered in ash, and somebody says like, it's like a little kid or somebody mentions like, look, they all look the same, and all the black people and all the white people, everybody's just ash colored. It's a super like unifying like message there at the end. I always thought that was super cool.
That is cool.
It's just like a 90s movie, man.
Yeah. The good old 90s, man.
Yeah, dude. There's like a father-daughter story. She's all like frustrated. Oh, we're supposed to be on vacation, and they end up growing closer. I think Tommy Lee Jones gets with Anne Heche, if I remember correctly. I don't know. That seems wrong.
I gotta watch this movie again. This is all I've discovered today. And you too should just go watch Deep Impact and Volcano, and Dante's Peak I think is worth a watch. It's not as good. I don't think.
Watch Dante's Peak so that you can see that scene where the old lady sacrifices herself, and then you can expect it every time you watch Volcano.
Yeah, because that is intense, man. That's some intense stuff.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
It is a good scene. All right. Well, I think we got these out of the way. So next time we do this, we haven't exactly settled on what subgenre we're thinking. But if you have something specific, like, I don't know, buddy cop movies or deep space horror, sci-fi, I don't know. You know what I mean? Send us your suggestion. We did a podcast at gmail.com. And we would gladly do it as the next one. That sounds like a good time to me.
Or at the very least, consider it.
Yeah, consider it real hard and then maybe pass.
Mm-hmm. If you shoot something at us that we think is real dumb, we're gonna print out a screen cap of your suggestion, and we're gonna crumple it up and throw it in the garbage.
Wow. I mean, I feel like that's more impactful.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we have another couch co-op convo. Frank?
I'm a fan of this segment, David. I don't know if any of the listeners are a fan, but it gives us an excuse to play more video games together. I don't even know if it's an excuse. I'd say it gives our video gaming purpose.
It feels like we're doing something productive.
We're doing it regardless.
That is beautiful. Today we're talking about Rocket League.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, the game where you're in a car and you hit giant soccer balls and other things.
Other sports equipments.
It's currently just for the new consoles, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and I believe it's going to be on Switch.
Is PC a new console?
That's it. Yeah, that's debatable.
Has they been
right?
around? Has PC been around for a while now?
It's just that PC never ages. It's forever young. But yeah, Rocket League is a small independent developers game, Psyonix, and it's a downloadable only you could get a disc version of Rocket League, but it's mostly like a game is played downloadable. Jeez, I can't say that word right now. And
Get good, David.
It's just a ton of fun, man. I don't know. Why don't you? Where should we start with Rocket League? How do we start this off, Frank?
I don't even know. I just love it so much. Just first off, I love Rocket League.
Me too.
I'm very tired right now. Although I slept 8 hours because we stayed up till like 2 a.m. playing Rocket League last night. It wasn't like a night where we should have stayed up till 2 a.m. We knew we were doing this today.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I did all my research this morning.
Oh, really? I actually did it yesterday before you got online because Frank is finally on PS4. It's really sweet. I was just asking everyone in the party, like, hey, what's your favorite disaster movie? Just trying to get some ideas. And then I thought about Titanic. I was like, George, does Titanic count? And he was like, dude, I think that counts as disaster.
Dude, it totally counts. You did a good job on that one.
Thank you. Anyways, back to Rocket League. It's a game for either 2 to 8 players at a time.
Yeah.
And the basic match of it is like you're in a giant soccer arena.
I mean, and you can even play by yourself online.
Yeah, you could play by yourself online. Or there's even like a season mode akin to football games or baseball, like regular sports titles. You have a car and you hit this giant ball and you knock it into a goal. And then things explode when you knock it into the goal. And it's amazing. There's a ton of cars to play. There's a ton of options for your cars. And each mode plays a little bit different, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when you change... from the soccer ball over to say like the hockey puck,
hockey mode.
It's a very physics-based game, so the physics for each ball or puck is completely different.
Yeah. Whereas the ball, is going to be bouncing off textures.
Yes.
The hockey puck is more to like stay on the floor and travel like a hocky puck.
Until you hit that thing in the corner and it's just flying all over the place.
Yeah, until you get like a real good shot in and send it flying. Those are two of that I want to say hockey was the first DLC.
Yes.
I'm doing air quotations for Rocket League, which kind of gets into a point about the game. It's been out for probably 2 or 3 years now. I got it for free when it was on PlayStation Plus, which I think a lot of people did, and it's like still a game a lot of people play. The community is pretty crazily active. But
and it's the best.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. It's amazing how many people are playing it. When it started off, it was just soccer, or as they call it, sock-car.
Sock-car, because you got to hit him with the puns.
Yeah, you got to hit him with a pun. That was it. And then the developers decided to release the hockey game mode, which
Snow
wasn't
Day,
a big change.
if you will.
Snow Day, yeah. And I remember when that came out, I was like, what? They just released a new game mode? It's free?
Yeah, you're just going to give it to me?
Yeah. And then it was like, oh, yeah, and there's 2 maps that are like all iced over now, so you can play. I was like, what?
Oh, and guess what? Christmas is coming? Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas items for your car. Here you go. Here's some Christmas items. Then you play a little bit longer. It's like, hey, guys, we have a NBA like pack of flags that they sold. Those were for sale, but they also gave you another free game mode. There's Hoops. And Hoops is like a whole nother beast where you're having to shoot upwards, really, instead of forward.
And a beast it is. It's for sure my worst like event. My first like mode. My worst mode in Rocket League.
I would imagine that most people would agree it's the most different.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the other ones, the mechanics are more or less the same. You have to really change your whole play style and your approach to how you play.
And the basketball court is a lot smaller, too. Like, you boost for a second, you're on the other side of that thing.
Yeah, and it's only supposed to be for 2 people, but you can make it like 3-on-3. I think 4-on-4 would be insane. I mean, there's even the 4-on-4 regular
that sounds annoying.
Soccer is annoying and way too much. So yeah, they gave out Hoops then. It was like, whoa, this is crazy. Then a little more time goes by, another couple months, and they're like, hey, here's Rumble. It's like,
yes, what? Rumble is one that I love.
It's great. It's basically like they added in Mario Kart. You're not racing, you're still just playing soccer, but now you get these random power-ups, and it gets hectic.
And at first I didn't like Rumble for that reason.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
really hectic,
hecticness.
yeah.
I was like, I just want to play. I just want to hit the ball. I just want to try to score. I just want to make this save. But I've really grown to love like the Looney Tunes nature of Rumble. Like that's one of the reasons we stayed up so late last night is because we started playing some Rumble and it was just too fun.
Yeah, it's really it's a lot of fun. You just never know what's coming.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
It's the perfect addition to gameplay design because you play Rocket League and the premise is simple. I have some boost. I can jump in the air. I can do like a double jump. And basically I'm just hitting this ball and I'm trying to get it in there. And you develop strategies. And with your friends that you're playing with, you get a sense of how each other are playing. And you can start like doing actual plays where you're like making decisions on where to go.
What a play.
What a play. And then when Rumble comes out, it flips all of it on its head because now you don't know what to expect or like where it's going to be possible from.
That's one thing I really enjoyed last night because that was my first time ever playing with the dude on anything, really. I think I played Battlefield 1 with him for a split second when you had to do something and you handed me your controller.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and the smack talk was deep instantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game to play with friends too because the smack talk is amazing.
Goodness. Yeah, because like you're kind of limited. There's like quick chat options like assigned to the D-pad. But
which are hilarious.
And if you have an external keyboard, then you can just go deep with it. But if you don't have an external keyboard, like myself, and your second screen keeps logging out because you're not touching it often enough, you're kind of limited to your smack talk. But with your friends, ooh.
Yeah. When you're like in a chat. Geez.
There's the bonus of... Because when there's only 3 of us online, then we're running some 3-on-3 like competitive mode. Yeah. And we have the advantage of like talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Which I would think other teams most likely are doing that too.
Hopefully.
But I mean, as long as they're not randos, I would think any group of friends would maybe do that. But maybe
and I feel like you can tell when there's randos because they're just bumping into each other,
Yeah.
although we do. And they're just, yeah. I don't know if I could tell the difference. We're not like the best team
We're not the
all
best.
the time.
I mean, especially now that we're getting a bigger group of people of like friends that we know personally who are getting into the game, and now we're going to have like 6 or 7 people online. It's like we can't always play competitive. And
I'm so excited to get that full 6.
That's going to be cool.
We can just get some super weird like 3-on-3 exhibition modes, dude.
3-on-3 hoops.
With some crazy, 3-on-3 hoops with a square bouncy ball.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Or just make the ball huge.
Or tiny.
Yeah, which is another thing too. So on top of all these game modes we talked about already, and we got to drop in drop shot as well.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about drop shot for a second.
Let's talk about drop shot first.
Yes. Because I also have grown very attached to drop shot.
It's cool.
I took to drop shot almost instantly for some reason.
It hasn't been out for that long, but again, it was
like
another
free game mode.
4 or 5 months, and they were like, hey, here's another free game mode for you guys. And constantly other new content as well, which we'll get into a little bit more, but drop shot is interesting. To me, it's kind of like volleyball in a weird way.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about other game modes that they should have, and I think somebody said volleyball. It might have been me, and you said, well, that's kind of drop shot.
Yeah, it really kind of is. It's sort of like, so the field is an octagon or hexagon, and it's split right down the middle.
Some type of gon.
I can't think about it in my head right now. Pretty sure it's a hexagon. I could be wrong. Anyways, it's split in the middle, and there's one side that's your color. The 2 team colors are blue and orange, which I always thought was weird. It's orange and not red. But anyways, you have those 2 colors, and if you're on the blue team, you're trying to make the ball hit the floor on the orange side. But you have to hit the ball to charge it with your color. And the more times you hit it, the bigger damage you do to the floor.
Yeah, there are 3 levels of charge.
And basically, when you're hitting the floor, it's kind of like Brick Breaker. You hit the floor, and one of the little panels turns to a color. Then you hit it again, and then the panel disappears. And then there'll be a hole in the floor that your car can't go through, but the ball can, and that's how you score.
And you have to drop it in. It can't roll.
Yeah. Hence
it's
the drop
all
shot.
about
It's all
dropping.
Yeah. So it just gets crazy. It's just like people jumping through the air, getting these awesome saves.
Get really cool aerials, lots of off-the-wall aerials. I love drop shot.
It's really cool.
Really intense saves. Some nice juggling.
The only what's it called? The only game mode that I guess isn't, well, Rumble's technically not a real sport, but this is like something new.
Yes.
That they kind of thought of it's not like, soccer, but in Rocket League, or hockey in Rocket League.
I'm sure they were so excited when they were brainstorming this idea.
Oh yeah. I mean, I bet it was.
I'm excited playing it.
Yeah, it's a great job. So, what were we talking about?
I
right
kind
before
of
Drop
like want
Shot?
to play more Rocket League now. We should have done a Rocket League review as we were playing Rocket League. Like we're out here in the living room, you know what I mean?
We are. Oh wow, just like playing while
Yeah.
reviewing. Well, we could live stream some of it right now. I did a live stream on the channel yesterday,
Really?
which is funny because this video will come out like in 2 months, and then hopefully there'll be more live streams. But I called it "We Did a Live Stream." Maybe it should be "We Did a Let's Play." But anyways, maybe we should do a little bit of Rocket League and just I don't know, just for fun because it's kind of weird that it's just me. But that's besides the point.
It makes you seem like you have multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, because it's called "We Did." Yeah, I feel like the banter would be easier to get going to.
Do you banter with yourself on the live stream?
I try. I mean, I gotta do something.
You got to do something, David. Just sit there and play quietly.
Play quietly, just not talking to anyone. No one. Well, sometimes I do like that though when I watch live streams. But anyways, so for Rocket League, on top of all this stuff that they've already given you, you get all these things for your car, and every time there's a season of Rocket League, it's every so often in the month they reset the ranks and they give out rewards for how far you got in the ranking system. They also add in all these like different items that are just new that you can now unlock.
Yeah, Rocket League is highly customizable. Like not just your like private party or your private match, but your cars. And there's so many cars to begin with.
Oh yeah, there's probably 20 cars maybe.
Yes.
To start off with. If you have a PS4, you get Sweet Tooth, which is like a console exclusive.
I haven't gotten Sweet Tooth yet.
It's the last car you unlock.
It's frustrating for me because I put in a lot of hours into Rocket League when I was still on Xbox One. Put in a lot of Rocket League hours. I was a veteran. Oh goodness.
Hey, but you're getting you've
I'm
been putting in some time.
doing some work right now. I think I just went pro. But yeah, I had to start all over when I bought my PS4.
Yeah, that's
and it was like, that was the one thing I was super bummed about. So I lost a lot of cool items, lost some stuff. I'm still working on getting all that stuff back, but I got some cool new stuff too.
But I bet it's kind of cool also just like getting to that spot where you're unlocking something every match again. That was always a cool feeling because I've been playing Rocket League for so long now.
Past that.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I just got past that.
You get into this territory where you just stop unlocking things and you play like all these matches and then you get crates, which we'll talk more about crates too, but it gets crazy. But you can get wheels, you can get different decals, you can get different types of paint for your car.
Like different finishes of paint.
Yeah, toppers that are like little hats for your car. There's antennas.
Hats or other things. Sometimes cakes.
Yeah,
sometimes
cats,
characters.
sometimes cockroaches.
Yes.
There's all kinds of things.
They just released a bunch of Rick and Morty stuff. So there's a Mr. Poopy Butthole topper.
Show me what you've got.
Oh, the Cromulon. When you select the Cromulon in your garage, your controller goes, "Show me what you've got." It's the best thing ever.
It's amazing. It's so good. Oh my gosh. And again, they just started a new season like a month ago. They added more new content, and it's like you can now change what your wheels look like when you're going max speed.
Yes.
Because they have a little like trail that follows them. You can change the explosion on the goal. So when you score something, it explodes. You can change the color of it.
The game kind of takes place in like a digital world where everything looks like it's computer generated. Because when the game, when every round starts, the ball kind of, you see it like materialize.
I never thought about it that way, but you're totally right.
And when we're right up close on it, you can kind of see it like flickering.
Mm-hmm. Right before it explodes. Also, if you look into the crowds, all the crowds are just circles.
Yeah.
All the heads are just circles. So it's like you're playing the universe of Rocket League is in a video game.
Yeah. All the cars are very reminiscent of like RC cars.
Yeah. It's very cartoony.
There's like a super cool like announcer when you're playing the Tokyo levels. He's announcing in Japanese.
Yeah, and now the new map they gave to that last update with the Rick and Morty stuff and the new customization stuff, he's just like, "What a play!" It's like really intense. It's awesome. All the levels have little touches to them.
Yes.
What was the other? Oh well, along with the cars you have in the game already, there's. After that, 2 branches you can take.
Yes.
There's like DLC that you can buy and you know exactly what you're getting. And when I first got the game, there was only like 2 cars and I bought them. It was a 2-pack of cars, the Dominus and the Takumi. One's like a little like Asian race car, like Tokyo Drift or something. And the other one is like kind of like a muscle car kind of feel. But that was $2.99, I believe, or $3.99
And they ended up
maybe?
giving away the Dominus for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I still had to pay for the Takumi.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And that's one of the cars that I enjoy, and we'll get into that later because that's one of the cool things. A lot of the cars like play different. They used to play way different.
Yeah, they really
now
did.
they've kind of evened them up a little bit, but there's still a lot of differences and intricacies.
Because, I mean, esports has become a huge thing in Rocket League now. It's like that doesn't happen with every game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only games that they get so competitive to a level where, I mean, there's like championships for Rocket League, which is crazy.
Championship Series 3 is getting ready to start here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Registration's going on right now.
It's pretty amazing.
Dude, we should like keep grinding and get to the point where we have like a solid 3 team.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it some more, but we got to figure it out. We got to that would be fun just to do it, it. But there's also with the DLC cars, you can buy the Back to the Future DeLorean, you can buy a Batmobile, but it's the Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice one, which I was thrilled about. You can buy a car from Fast and Furious. There's like a Hot Wheels DLC pack.
A bunch of like different versions of cars that already exist.
Yeah, that too. There's like different models.
Just like brand new cars. Did you say Hot Wheels already?
Yeah, Hot Wheels is in there. There's like a Mad Max pack that it's all like Road Warrior style.
Our friend George has one that we should get him on
Ripper.
the podcast sometimes. We're gonna have to get like
I really
some
want
other
to.
mic. I feel like he's gonna just destroy these mics.
Oh gosh, he
Just
could.
clipping everywhere. But yeah, he's got the Mad Max car, one of them, and it looks gnarly. It looks so good.
I love that thing. Well, why don't you tell him about the crate system?
So the other direction that you could go to get new cars and new swag and new little things to customize your stuff with would be the crates. Crates are awesome. Crates can also be a little bit frustrating because within each, there are a few different types of crates. They put out different crates for different seasons. Right now, the current crate is the Overdrive crate, right?
Yeah.
Each crate has an assortment of new paint finishes, new cars, new explosions now for the goal.
Yeah.
New streaks now, new rocket trails, new toppers, new antennas, all types of new stuff. Cool stuff too, usually.
Cool stuff, yeah. There's always something
and then
good in every crate
exclusively
series.
stuff that you can get in those crates. Like you can't get this stuff anywhere else.
Any of it, yeah.
To open a crate, you have to buy a key. And a key is $1.99 by itself, or is it $99?
It's $1.50 by itself.
$1.50 by itself, or you could buy 5 keys for $5, 10 keys for $10.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. I've spent some money on some crates.
I have to.
And the reason crates can be kind of frustrating, and you have to know this going in, is because it just spins a wheel, and you're just randomly going to get one of those items.
Wheel of Fortune.
I've had some really good spins.
Frank has. He's had way more than I have.
Yeah, that's how I've gotten like some awesome cars. I've gotten the car that I'm currently using, and it's like my main bay.
The Centurion or something?
The Centio V17.
Dude, it's in the new Overdrive crate. It looks awesome. It's a really cool car. What?
It's got a nice hitbox too. It's nice and wide.
How much do you think you've spent on keys so far?
I'd say like at least $15.
15?
Yeah.
I probably spent like around $30, I think.
Damn, dude.
Maybe.
And I've gotten some cool stuff.
Maybe 20. I don't know. I might not be there. I've spent more than you for sure, but I've gotten like nothing to show for it. I finally got something I wanted today.
You just got that super cool paint today. Yeah.
So
and
that
I had
is
to
a little
open the
frustrating.
crate for you.
Yeah, I had Frank open it because I have bad luck with that kind of stuff. I think the crate thing doesn't bother me. I got the game for free. I've been playing it for like 3 years, and I feel like, hey, if I'm going to give this company $5 at a time, I'm totally cool with that.
And that's something we talked about right before we started buying these keys, because it's like they give us so much stuff.
Yeah. It's the opposite of what you expect from every AAA game nowadays.
It's the exact opposite direction that everybody else is going.
A few podcasts ago, we were talking about how like you can't get the full game. It's like this is like you get a full game, and then they just keep giving you free stuff, and you're like,
giving
what?
you more. Yeah.
And the cool thing about the crates is that it's all aesthetic. There's nothing in there that's like, oh, this guy spent $15 and now his car is like, incredibly better than mine. It's like, yes, there's other cars, but it's not like Frank's gonna win every match because he's got this car that's like incredible. They're all more
I
or
win
less
lots
the
of
same.
matches because I'm super good.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so there's still some options there, and I think it's interesting because Overdrive is doing the same kind of thing. Counter-Strike Go is. It seems the new way microtransactions are going to go for those like diehard community people. But Rocket League is...
And it makes sense. Treat your fans and your community great.
And
like we're doing, like Like, yeah, I don't mind giving you guys $5 every now and then because I love what you're doing. You're
It's
so good to me.
awesome. I gotta stress.
Rocket League, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Please hit us up.
Please, please, pretty please. Rocket League is probably one of the best games I've played on the PlayStation 4. If I were to make a top list of games on the PlayStation 4, Rocket League's in the top.
I mean, it's probably my favorite, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, and it's nowadays. I finished Shadows of Mordor a while ago because I couldn't beat it when I got it because it was too monotonous. In all these games, they're not willing to like take any chances from these giant publishers because they cost millions of dollars. So Shadows of Mordor ends up being exactly like Batman, the Batman Arkham series, because why? They know that series works and people enjoy it.
And we've got the engine.
Yeah.
We got to cut down on costs.
You got that Mad Max game too that the same company, Warner Bros., put out, the same as Shadows of Mordor and Batman. It's the exact same thing again. It's like open world. The combat system's exactly the same. Why do they do it? Because they know it works, and they're not going to spend a bunch of money doing something that might not work. Rocket League is like a group of guys, not like a small town worth of developers, but like some dudes who work on a game. They came up with an original concept. It's simple, and it's about the gameplay. It's not about like this amazing $1 million set piece or something.
Just a quick shout out to Top Gear because they played soccer with cars far before Rocket League was ever a thing.
Really?
And it's an amazing episode. If you are a fan of Top Gear and you haven't seen that episode, watch it. If you are a fan, watch it again. I'm going to too. It's super fun. If you're not a fan of Top Gear, punch yourself in the face and watch that episode.
Top Gear is cool. I mean, I'm not a huge car enthusiast, but that show is like well done.
I'm pretty into cars. I'm not like the biggest car guy, but those three gentlemen are just like the funniest. I'm gonna buy an Amazon Prime membership just so I can watch them again.
Oh, on that new show they got. Yeah,
eat it, BBC.
Yeah, BBC, get out of here. This reminds me of a question I want to ask you about Rocket League though, because I mean it's pretty clear where we stand on it. But what if they were to add a content to Rocket League? Because we've seen Rick and Morty. Mm-hmm. There's some other ones I wrote down right now. There's like a Day of the Tentacle thing. There's Worms, Dying Light. There's some Fallout, some Portal, Fast and Furious, all these different franchises. What would you like to see in Rocket League?
What would I like next? I almost wanted to like bite your idea and steal it from you, so you had to think about something else. But it's so good. I really like your game mode idea.
I gotta toss that out. That's so
dude.
funny.
What would I like next?
Stig would be cool, dude. Now, talking about Top Gear.
That would be pretty cool.
Like a Stig topper?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Something.
A Stig topper would be awesome.
They could do something with Top Gear for sure. That'd be awesome.
They call him the Stig. It'd be cool if every time you selected him in your garage, it was a different like Stig fact. A different, some say.
That's amazing. I mean, it's tough. I mean,
it is tough because they just
really.
they could really do so many things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what I would want most out of like Rocket Trails or maybe it's like a new car pack.
Yeah.
Some toppers. Toppers are always so fun.
What I love about Rick and Morty is that you got something like for every part of your car in Rick and Morty. There was new trails that were Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Antennas, toppers.
For a while, we
wheels.
were like completely Rick and Morty'd out.
We were totally Rick and Morty.
It was tacky in the best way.
We were getting real swifty.
Yes.
It was
so
incredible.
swifty.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell my idea while you think about something.
Let me keep brewing on this.
Here's my idea. And I'm going to cut this segment and I'm going to send it to Psionics because this idea is gold, guys. Trust me. The next Rocket League game mode should be beer pong. Or it doesn't have to be beer. I mean, you can change the alcohol part if you want. But basically, it's like 10 cup on each side. But it's sort of like bowling. So the ball is like in the middle, or you could place the ball beforehand, just like bowling.
There's a proverbial lane set up.
Yeah, you drive down a ramp with your car with a bunch of boosts, and you hit it, and you try and make it in one of the cups. And then it's just like 2-on-2, just like regular beer pong, and your teams go back and forth, and you try and make it. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like a court with 2 10 cups on each end, and you like knock the ball back and forth like Rocket League style. Like it'd have to look weird.
Because you can play defense in beer pong.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
In some
gotta watch out for that
especially.
bounce.
It could be, there's just so many choices, guys.
Yes.
I just think it'd be cool. And it'd be a total change of pace too. something where you're like taking turns and it's really about just making a precise, accurate shot.
And it'd be interesting because then we would know the beer pong rules from the region where the guys from Psionics grew up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true, too. It would be straight Psionics beer pong rules.
Yeah.
The only other option I can
Psionics
think
house
of,
rules.
and this is really, I mean, I would be excited about it, but I'm sure there's people who'd be way more excited about it. Like a Harry Potter DLC.
Ooh.
Maybe even like a Quidditch mode.
Ooh.
I don't know how you could do it. I mean, just make it balls going through tiny little rings all over the place.
Yes.
Or maybe just some toppers for the car. I just think it'd be interesting.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. Did you think of something?
Yeah, I thought of something super current.
Ooh.
It's like super topical. Starship Troopers.
Oh.
I feel like Starship Troopers will forever remain topical.
They're remaking Starship Troopers.
What?
Yeah. So it is actually really topical. They announced it a couple weeks ago.
It doesn't matter if it's not good because neither was Starship Troopers and it's still good.
Whoa. Starship Troopers is a modern day masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. I'll agree with you, David.
It's a schlocky masterpiece.
Yes, dude.
But that's kind of the point, though. I think that he was purposely going for.
Yeah,
it.
man. You get those like crazy cuts and stuff.
Yeah, but so what's your Starship Troopers idea? What would it look like?
So like, I definitely want a car that at least looks like one of the little spaceships, like the shuttle ones, the ones that actually like land on the ground. I think like that would be super cool.
That'd be dank.
You could probably have like a nice like arachnid topper.
Ooh,
Yeah,
those
dude.
that's some of my favorite like sci-fi movie monster designs.
Dude, the arachnids look so good.
Gross,
the big brain bug, the flying
brain bug's
guys.
nasty.
Oh, dude. You could have a rocket trail of just a bunch of the little flying ones flying out of the back of your
Yeah.
car.
Ooh.
I also think a Johnny Rico topper would be good with his big old Johnny Rico chin.
Or just Neil Patrick Harris's face with that
Yeah.
little smirk he's got the whole time.
Yes, dude.
I'd be down for some MPH.
Yeah, dude. Or even like his hat. Just like his hat as a topper.
That's amazing, dude. His Nazi general hat.
Yeah, dude.
That would be cool, dude. And there's so many choices for Rocket League. There's so many famous movie cars too that I think you could easily add in. There's just so much potential.
A Knight Rider car?
Oh gosh, that would be
A
sick.
Ghostbusters station wagon.
I was thinking about that a little while ago. They really
you could have
missed the boat.
You could have
on
like
that.
what's his name? The green
Slimer.
Slimer. You could have a Slimer rocket trail.
Ghostbusters DLC would be sick.
Dude.
The plasma beam that comes out of
Yes.
the crossing the streams and stuff. Wow.
When you score, it could
Proton
go
pack.
wah, wah.
Whoa. Dude, Ghostbusters needs to happen now.
Yeah,
that'd be
dude.
so awesome. A Stay Puft
Psionic,
Marshmallow Man
get
antenna.
on it.
Come on, guys. But no one's touching Ghostbusters for a while after that debacle we won't speak of. Is there anything else you want to toss in on Rocket League? I don't know. There's one more thing I feel.
I love you, Rocket League.
I love you too, Rocket League.
I want to play some right now.
We will.
Yeah, we
As soon
will.
as we're done with this, we'll play Rocket League.
Oh, I promise. What else about Rocket League? I feel like there was something else we wanted to touch on. You were supposed to ask me a question at some point.
That was
Did you
the
already ask me
question.
the question?
Yeah, that was the question.
Good question, David.
Thanks, man.
Well,
while you're thinking, let me make my last little.
I mean,
Or did you?
I already. If you haven't played Rocket League yet, get into it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
There's a definite learning curve.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, but if you stick with it, like at first you're gonna have to figure out the physics of the game. Once you
Yeah.
get the physics down, you'll figure out which car is the best for you. Oh, we didn't get to talk about our cars, David. So
we got so
all the
much.
cars. Yeah, you're gonna figure out which car is the best for you. All the cars drive a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You got to decide if you want to be heavy. You got to decide if you want to be little and do quick turns. Kind of like the best all around is a car that's nice and wide and a little bit tall.
You want a good sized hitbox.
Yeah,
and
nice. Yeah, they
that's
call
where
it the
really gets
hitbox.
in.
Definitely. You and I both play with a very similar hitbox as like our main cars. I
Yeah.
use the Sentio V17 as we talked about. Some other cars that I really liked were the Gizmo. It's really tall. It's super cool if you're gonna be flipping around and stuff like that. I started off on the Backfire, and I know you did too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like hot roddy one.
Hot rod, yeah. It looks like a Hot Wheels, actually. It's funny.
And one that I don't use it as much, but it was like the only car I used for a very long time was the Takumi.
Yeah.
I got very comfortable with it, but it's very small.
It's easy to miss the ball
It
entirely.
really is.
It's
And now
probably
that we're
the
getting
smallest
into
car.
like the higher levels of like the competitive ranked matches, like I can't with that
Yeah.
Takumi, which is why I switched to the Sentio. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, the rank matches are really precise, and it always feels like you're getting a challenge.
Mm-hmm. And it can be a little bit frustrating at first, but even
Yeah.
I've gotten my like young nephews and niece into it, and they hated it, and they're at the point where like our matches are actually pretty fun. They've gotten
That's
the hang
cool.
of it pretty good.
That's awesome.
And if you have played it already, look us up on PlayStation Network.
Yeah, right.
I'm Panch, Panch JKSL.
Yeah, and I'm Henry JKSL, which that's a story for another time.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's a long
But yeah,
story.
hit us up. Let's play some Rocket League.
Yeah.
I will destroy
Rocket,
you.
boom, boom,
Stay out of my swamp.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, stay out of my swamp while we're playing Rocket League. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah, I can't give this game enough praise. It's $20. Just buy it. It's gonna be the best $20 you spend on the PlayStation 4.
Just buy it. I bought it twice.
I would buy it again. If I get a Switch, I'm gonna buy it again just for the Mario topper on top of the hat.
Seriously,
on top of the car.
It's so good.
The ranked thing now that you brought that up, it's interesting because say you're playing like Call of Duty Black Ops and you see some guy with like a ridiculous rank, he's prestige like 12 times or something, and then you just totally own this guy, and it's because he's not very good and he's just been playing for a long time. In Rocket League, your rank reflects how skilled you are at the game. Mm-hmm. Like you have
It's a very accurate depiction
you have
of
like
how
an
you're doing.
experience bar that just keeps going up forever.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a veteran, which I've been playing for a long time. Makes sense. But like in 3-on-3, my rank is silver, and I'm like a silver 2 right now. Guys, I'm probably going to be a silver 2 the whole time. Maybe silver 3. I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm being realistic. It's hard. You know what I mean? Because gold tier Rocket League playing is like, wow.
It's insane.
Like, these guys know exactly
like
what's going on.
they're the type of moves that I see like on YouTube videos, and I'm just like, how did he do
Dude,
that?
There's platinum level, which
my
I wasn't even
goodness.
aware of. Which
has to be the guys that are like taking the trophies in the
Exactly.
championship series.
But
Who I hope I never meet online.
don't get scared about the learning curve. You just got to play it. You got to get used to it. You got to find the right car for you. But once you start playing it, it's probably one of the best party games ever, like of all time. Like it doesn't get more fun than Rocket League. There's so many choices you can make. Playing 1-on-1 and playing 2-on-2 is a totally different experience.
Completely different
Playing
games.
3-on-3 is totally different experience. Every time you change any asset of the game, your strategy has to change. So there's so many options for getting different kinds of gameplay styles, and it's really amazing.
Although I'll say that like you and I like make a pretty decent doubles team.
Yeah,
We play
I think so.
doubles like pretty often. We do pretty good most of the time. It's real nice.
We'll do some doubles live streaming right now.
Yes, dude. We'll do some destruction. Hopefully, we live up to all the smack talking I'm doing.
We won't
right
because
now.
we'll be live streaming. That's how
Yeah,
that
what are you
works.
gonna do?
I discovered that yesterday.
But I kind of like I play doubles a little bit. I try to play doubles the same way I play a 1-on-1, just to like be extra cautious because I don't know if I told you this before, David, but I'm the goalie.
Frank is the goalie.
I am the goalie. Although today you've been
I
the
was the
goalie
goalie.
today,
I
man.
was,
It's
man.
been
I was
pretty
trashing.
insane. I'm pretty impressed. And I've been kind of running striker a little bit. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Weird. But yeah, I don't know. Different strategies for every single game. You got to rotate too. It's all about teamwork, really.
It really
in Rocket
is.
League. It takes teamwork to make the dream work.
Indeed. Speaking of the teamwork aspect, this is the one negative side I have of all of Rocket League. We made this segment of the show, the Couch Co-op Convo, to specifically talk about games that you want to play on the couch with your friend.
I think I know where you're going.
Rocket League, while you are getting a huge amount of enjoyment, like personally talking trash to someone's face and like seeing the look of disappointment in their eyes when they lose,
I hate you.
the bad part is on split screen, your field of vision is not great, especially
Which is extremely important.
So a lot of times you're playing, and if you're playing the full screen, the ball gets popped up in the air like a pop fly. The camera, if you have the ball lock on, which is triangle or whatever you're playing, it looks upwards and you can see where the ball is. It does it automatically, follows the ball. When you're playing split screen and it's a horizontal split screen, you can't see where the ball goes.
Yeah, it's just
It goes
up there.
above your head, and then you can move the right stick to look up, but it's really going to confuse your brain for a while.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
does.
going to cause you, especially while you're trying to like jump with your thumb and everything, you got to have to get like a claw grasp going on with your hand. That's the only bummer. The game excels when everyone has their own full-size screen.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and it's okay.
It's okay. It's
Like
fun to
split
play.
screen, it's still fun. That's how I got like my sister's kids into it. But it's definitely better if you have your own screen.
If you and your bros are gonna get competitive, if you're bros and gals, your bros and bres or whatever, I don't know. If you're gonna get competitive about it,
What would the female bro be?
George says Bretts.
Bretts?
Yeah, bros and
like
Bretts.
TTE?
Yeah, BREHTTES. Bretts.
Bretts. If you have a suggestion for the female bro, please email it us at wedidapodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, let us know. If you ladies, if you and your ladies and gentlemen want to get down on some competitive Rocket League, though, you all got to have it, and you got to have separate screens because you're not going to get, you won't be at full potential playing split screen. But at the same time, if you got like 2 6-packs, it's a Friday night, and you have 3 friends coming over, pop in some Rocket League, and you will be entertained for hours and hours and hours. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing how good it is.
It really is a great game. Hats off to you, Psionic. Can we give him a round of applause real quick?
Yeah, round of applause. For you listening at home, let's start applause. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. I'll add in more applause digitally.
Cool.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I can't stress it enough. It's among the best multiplayer games of all time.
Yeah.
It's like Smash Bros. Melee,
Call of Duty 2.
Call of Duty 2. Oh my gosh, that's a great one. Maybe Halo 2. I know you hate it, but you got to respect Halo 2.
Dude, we should do a
GoldenEye
couch
on
co-op
64.
for Call of Duty 2. Because that's one where the split screen doesn't even factor
perfect,
in.
yeah.
Still just as
But
fun.
there's no co-op. It's just deathmatch on Call of Duty 2.
There's not co-op till
Yeah.
World at
And
War.
we're talking about Call of Duty 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2 and statement, nothing else.
Yeah. Beautiful game. Yeah, well, I don't know about you, man. That's all I gotta say about Rocket League. Go buy it, go play it, love it.
Hit us up
Experience
on
it.
PlayStation.
Yeah, hit us up. We'd love to play with you guys.
Hit us up with your friend and we'll wreck you.
Hit us up if your name is George and you'll get destroyed.
Yeah, you suck, George. Peeps and Predicts time.
Peeps and Predicts.
Yes, if you're watching this in segments, then it's the beginning of this episode of Peeps and Predicts for you. If you're listening to full episodes, then we've come to the end of our time together, but there's still some fun to be had.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So we now have just 2 pieces of paper. I got the predicament. Or I'm sorry, we'll still have 3. We'll each draw a predicament. And then we'll draw a peep together by both putting our hands in the jar.
And our hands will meet together for the first time. Now, we've held hands before.
Yeah, we've held hands before. But this jar is so small, we couldn't fit both hands in here.
We both got some pretty big hands. You
Even
got
if
some
we
pretty
both had tiny
meaty
little-
claws to yourself, David.
If we had tiny little Trump hands, we couldn't do this.
They're so cute.
I have small hands, man.
Trump's got hands like that dude from the Burger King commercial with the Whoppers.
He's the uncle from It's Always Sunny.
So he knows a lot about bird law. No, that's the nephew,
Yeah,
Charlie, if you
yeah.
will. Some know him as Charlie.
Charlie.
Oh, we gotta get some It's Always Sunny characters in here.
Maybe there is.
Maybe there is. So this week we have facing off Ronald McDonald against the Taco Bell dog.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. And our first predicament. Winning. It just says winning a t-shirt contest.
A t-shirt contest. Like a wet t-shirt
Like a wet
contest?
t-shirt
Who
contest?
has the best t-shirt? Who can design the best t-shirt?
Yeah, I don't know.
A t-shirt contest.
And I'm pretty sure this is my handwriting, but it
Let me
can't
see
be
that
because
thing.
I didn't write this. But it looks exactly like my handwriting.
Well, you are kind of dumb. What else could that be
What else
besides
could
a
it be?
dash?
How weird. Well, what do you think?
A t-shirt contest?
Yeah.
I think you're kind of dumb.
I don't think it was me, man. I'm serious. I don't know why I would have ever thought of a T-shirt, but I don't know.
Winning a T-shirt contest. If you're the one who gave us a suggestion and you're listening to this episode right now, write us an email.
Yeah.
At wedidapodcast@gmail.com. And please let us know what you meant. We're going to just figure something out and go from there.
There's two ways I can think about this. We can either just draw a new peep or predicament, throw that one away, or we can just play a wet T-shirt contest. I think that makes more sense.
I feel weird about this.
Being Ronald McDonald, the Taco Bell dog, or that we're making a decision on someone's predicament.
About a wet T-shirt contest between the Taco Bell dog and Ronald McDonald. That's what I feel weird about.
You should feel weird about it. This didn't pass our censors.
And I'm usually down to get super weird. Something about this is just rubbing me the wrong way, though. I can like feel it in my lower back. I don't like it at all.
Well, should we just argue it real quick and get it over with, or do you want to draw another one? What do you think?
Goodness, I don't even know. Let's draw another one. I want to be done with this
That's
situation.
Gross.
Please email us if you sent us a suggestion.
And obviously Ronald McDonald.
Let me know who you are so I can unfriend you from Facebook and disassociate myself with you.
The Taco Bell dog doesn't even have a shirt. Okay, so.
Do you still want to keep this, David? I know you've been scrapbooking all these pieces.
Yeah, let me actually. This is amazing. This one is already outdated. And Peeps and... okay, just quick plug. I'm going to edit this out of the shorter video, probably. We kind of fell behind a little bit, and we recorded more episodes than we had. And then we decided, like, because the release schedule and making other videos, it kind of doesn't make sense to just keep, like, putting them out. Like, putting everything we have out now and then not having anything ready. Kind of scrambling a little bit. So we're going to
buying ourselves some time, if you will.
We're going to put out episodes every 2 weeks from now on. Full episodes will be out every 2 weeks.
And boy, do we have some for you.
Yeah.
We caught up a little bit, and we got some episodes for you. Some that interesting, some current events that are no longer current.
Yeah, which is hilarious because this predicament was written a while ago, and now it's already out of text.
Awesome.
But in another 2 months when we catch up and this gets released, it'll be even more like, what? Who's that again? No, I'm sure people remember. Who... Well, the predicament just says, gets investigated by James Comey. Who's going to weasel their way out of that investigation?
I just want to say that Ronald McDonald versus Donald J. Trump should be a Peeps. Even though we have a lot of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, like we promised, any suggestion that was made was in the jar, and they got weird.
We're going to be making less promises in the future, probably.
So, this is a cheap debate tactic, but to my knowledge, the Taco Bell dog only says one thing. He's like Groot, but from the 90s.
No, that's just what he says in the commercials, because at that they catch him right. What they do is dogs are very predictable. You know what time a dog's going to eat.
Okay.
You know what time a dog's going to poop. What they did with the Taco Bell dog, it wasn't even hard. They already had this talking dog. This is a little known fact about the talking dog.
Obviously.
So what they did, they caught him in the morning on his way down to Taco Bell. And they'd be like, hey, man, where you going? And he'd be like, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Brilliant. Wow. I never knew that behind the scenes fact
dude.
About Taco Bell.
I saw a VH1 Behind the Music.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Behind the Music presents Taco Bell Dog. So that Taco Bell dog also just got booted out because he was basically like a little bit racist, I guess is what they were trying to say.
Like the character was racist, or he didn't like black people?
The character was
like
racist.
He got fired because off camera he was saying some really off color stuff.
No, I guess it was just was it the thick Mexican accent? I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, that's
definitely what it was.
It was like the little Mexican dog with the really thick Mexican accent eating at the rip-off Mexican food restaurant, the super whitewashed Mexican food, which, I mean, that's what you are, Taco Bell. I probably ate you this week.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Those little chicken nuggets that they're doing, I hope they're still doing them.
I think that's gone already.
They got a new thing, the loaded potato beef burrito. It's delicious.
I love Taco Bell's names. It's totally way out there, but all their names are so ridiculous.
It's like the less classy Schlotzky's.
The double, triple burrito crunch wrap supreme.
Don't they have like a double XL chalupa now?
I don't.
It's like a double wide
XL?
chalupa.
Yeah.
They should have called it the double wide chalupa. to play to their fan base.
Well, I just think that if Taco Bell dog got taken out by some people offended at racism, he's going to go under with the FBI investigation. I mean, Ronald McDonald got away with making kids addicted to fast food.
But Ronald McDonald like gives places to cancer kids, families when they're undergoing chemotherapy at his houses.
But so does Gus Fring, though. You know what I'm saying? Like a true criminal mastermind is going to be keeping up good appearances.
McDonald's has to be upfront for some of that clown's wrongdoings.
Something bad's going on.
Huh.
Whereas I think Taco Bell, I mean, and this is kind of going around the argument, they're not even going to get investigated. They're too nice of guys. Which isn't true. I mean, they belong to like a mega corporation. So, I mean, there's probably something else super seedy going on. And
they usually share buildings with Long John Silver's, which I have to deduct points for.
Long John same owner.
Long John Silver's is disgusting.
They also own KFC, and
I hate it.
It's all under.
I also don't like KFC.
It's under PepsiCo. That's like why they only have Pepsi drinks there, because they're owned by that conglomerate.
Wow.
Yeah, the more you know. But anyways,
well, can dogs be tried in court?
Oh, dang. Wow.
And I know that clowns can, because in Air Bud, that clown has to show up to court to prove whose dog is going to be.
I thought you were going to say John Wayne Gacy, but I'm glad you brought up Air Bud again.
No, they didn't let him wear his clown makeup to court, although they should have.
He totally did. You didn't see the pictures? Yeah. He was dressed up in clown suit in the courtroom.
That's hot.
I
don't know if that was the right word.
That's not true. But yeah. I'm comfortable giving Ronald McDonald this one.
Interesting.
It just makes sense. You're right. Dog isn't going to be tried.
But isn't the predict who's going to avoid trial?
It just says gets investigated by James Comey.
Oh,
and I wrote this one, so the idea is like who's going to weasel out of an investigation easier?
Who's going to weasel out of it easier?
Yeah, or like you know what I mean? How are they going to dodge this thing?
Well, I feel like the dog would, because he's a dog and you can't try him in court.
Oh, that's a good point.
If that's the situation, if we're talking about who has the potential to get investigated, then Ronald McDonald. But if we're talking about who's going to weasel out of it, well, that dog.
Who is going to like come out the victor of the investigation? Both are being investigated.
I'm going to say it's probably the dog, because chances are there's a pretty good chance that dog's name might be Victor.
Yes. Okay. 100% down. Now, the better question. Will the Batman succeed?
I hate the Batman.
Frank's favorite superhero.
I hate Batman. I grow to hate Batman more and more every day. Every day that I have any contact with you, I just hate Batman more.
Justice.
Sometimes even days where I don't talk to you.
You love Batman. All the podcast people know it.
Days where I'm just editing the podcast.
You just listen to me talk about Batman. What's amazing is that now he's become a staple of this podcast. We thought that Scott Stapp was going to like stick around for a long time. Batman's already been in like 4 episodes.
I kind of miss Scott Stapp a little bit. I kind of want to just like Google to see what is going on with his life now.
Nothing's going on. So is Batman going to be able to shake off investigation by James Comey? And I think the answer is obviously yes.
I mean, he does have a lot of money.
And here's my other reasoning too. The Riddler, who's supposed to be like one of the smartest people on the planet, can't even figure out that he's Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? Like he's still giving him the slip.
Yeah, that's an easy riddle to solve too.
It's so easy, which means that Batman has to be like, somehow elusive, even though from this point of view.
How thinly veiled Bruce Wayne's alter ego is another reason why Batman sucks.
Well, I mean, Superman is also like
I also say Superman sucks.
Yeah, but I think like given the time that they were written, I guess it was like just part of the story. I don't know.
Saying people used to be dumber.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's just true. That's like empirically true because more people are educated.
That's true.
So, but anyways, that's
what are you gonna do? But also, a lot of those people are educated in the public school system, which not always super great.
Next week, we're talking about education.
I'm a product of the public school system.
What?
Not good at math.
You're a sharp little tack.
I mean, I'm super smart. Can't do math.
Who needs math? We got iPhones.
I've been doing pretty good without it. I'm just saying. I kind of want to like write emails to my old teachers and be like, I'm doing fine. I don't need to know how to find out like.
Yeah.
What do you need to find out about parabolas and stuff? I don't even know. Can't remember the questions.
To be fair, yeah, none of that is really like totally necessary to most people's
like the
lives.
higher echelons of algebra.
Yeah.
I didn't need any of that stuff.
It was for the people who would go into a field of mathematics.
Yeah,
which is public education. You got to cast a broad net. You got to make
let's
sure
not
everyone
start
has the
talking about
opportunity.
public education. I feel like this could go on for a while, and then we have this Betsy DeVos and.
I won't talk about it. Hopefully, by the time we put this out in 2 months, the situation will look a little bit better, but probably it just look worse.
Yeah.
And then in the edit of this, I'm gonna like put up my current thoughts like written out on the screen. So that's what's gonna occupy this time while I'm talking. Anyways, Batman or Taco Bell dog? Do you have an argument for that? I mean, the Taco Bell dog still has the benefit of being a dog.
Yeah, it still has the benefit of being a dog. I feel like, I mean, Batman has the disadvantage that he is a vigilante.
Well, I mean, that's really an advantage. He hasn't been captured yet.
Yeah, but they know, you know what I mean? They're probably gonna be pissed about that. They're like, on top of whatever he's being investigated for James Comey, he has the track record of being a known vigilante.
But the cops are already on his side, though, too. They have the sign for Batman on the
cops
roof of
in
the police
Gotham,
station.
but this is James Comey. This is a federal level.
He's gonna
Batman
come in and he's gonna be like,
messed
"This
up.
is my investigation."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They're still not going to be able to get anything on him. He's the world's greatest detective, so he knows what to look for when leaving clues. You know what I mean? That's what makes him so smart. Like, James
he is a
Comey's
really smart detective. He is a pretty brutal vigilante. These are the words that should be used to describe Batman.
Yeah. He's an amazing superhero also. That's just what Frank said.
And we've gone into the realm of things that
else?
aren't true.
What else?
God, I hate you so much.
I don't know. What do you think? Batman or Taco Bell?
I'm giving my vote to Taco Bell.
I kind of think Batman, man. I just don't think it's...
Batman, man?
Batman, man. I'll tell you what. Let's table this for now.
Okay.
Let's go on to the next predicament.
Okay.
And if we find ourselves with Batman being the ultimate victor again, because that's inevitably what's going to happen, we'll know. Read us a good one.
So right now we're at a draw. Predicament number 2. A triathlon.
A triathlon.
Yeah. Who's going to win?
Ronald McDonald or the Taco Bell dog?
Right off the bat, I want to say the Taco Bell dog's got 4 legs. Ronald McDonald?
Yeah.
Only 2.
My argument, though, is that Ronald McDonald's, he's tall, big old clown.
Yeah, but he's got those big dumb shoes on.
Yeah, but for every time he like moves, he's getting so much more distance. I mean, Taco Bell dog is a small Chihuahua, even by Chihuahua standards.
Yeah, I was gonna say Meryl's pretty fast, but she's not a normal Chihuahua. She's not even a Chihuahua. She's some
weird little dog.
I still say she might be a chupacabra.
It's possible. She does eat goats.
Yeah. That's why we can't keep any goats around.
That's why I had to get rid of all my goats. Yeah, I don't know though. What could we? I mean, I think Ronald McDonald, because the triathlon is running, biking, and swimming.
Yes.
The dog already can't ride a bike.
Oh, he can't ride a bike unless you get him a cute little tiny little bike.
And then a Chihuahua
What if you
running?
custom made a little Chihuahua bike?
It's not gonna happen, man.
Totes adorbs.
It would be adorbs, but he's not gonna be able to ride it.
He might be losing, but everybody's gonna be like, "Aww."
You could argue that Ronald McDonald and the Chihuahua dog on land may be around the same speed, even though I think he's just got way longer reach. Swimming, though.
Yeah, he's kind of limited to the doggy paddle.
There's no way a dog's going to swim faster than a full-grown man.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to give this one to Ronald.
And then this is where you really seal the deal, man. Batman is going to destroy Ronald McDonald in the triathlon.
I can't even argue with you on that one because there's no
Ronald McDonald's eating
reason.
hamburgers. Batman is a ninja. It's ridiculous.
Solid point, David.
So, thusly, I'm just saying, if it's really coming down to it, we should just crown Batman in the James Comey investigation. If they're around equal, he's already got it. I mean, he's the undisputed champion.
You're so excited you can't even speak.
I can't, man, because like I've predicted, and the prediction has come true every week.
So this is all
Batman's
audio.
unstoppable.
You can't see what's happening in front of me, but David's straight up like jittering. He's
I
straight up.
am.
He's got crazy arm movements going on. His body's shaking a little bit. It's insane.
It is insane. I mean, it's just like Batman is the man. And according to Frank, he's also a superhero. And it's just
Batman is not a
what
superhero.
started as a simple hypothetical
I
segment.
gotta start saying that faster so you can't cut it.
Who-
Batman is not a superhero.
As long as I just don't say anything around it, I can cut out anything I want. Anyways, I won't cut it out for integrity's sake. But I might do an edit later where I splash a bunch of things together. This segment is going to be renamed next week. Who can beat Batman?
Ugh.
That's what it's going to turn into.
That's not as good as Peeps and Predicts.
It's not as good. I'll have to change the music too. But it's just like
David, how many times must I warn you about copyright infringement?
no,
If I have to be the legal department, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, Frank, final thoughts?
I hate Batman. I love Rocket League.
I'm gonna buy Frank the Batman car for Rocket League.
I hate you. I'll trade it for something good.
He can't trade DLC cars.
Crap. Final thoughts. If you have any suggestions for Peeps and Predicts, I can promise you that we will read it. And if it's garbage, we will make fun of you between ourselves and throw it in the trash can. If it's a good one, we'll throw it in there.
We're really cultivating that YouTube community.
Yes. 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 If it's bad, we'll make fun of you to ourselves. If it's really bad, we'll talk about it on the next episode of Peeps and Predicts and give you a shout out of how amazingly bad it is.
The really bad ones, we'll like frame them or something. We'll have like a hall of awful.
Because honestly, that's extra special.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, if you're on the
back.
YouTube, give us a like, subscribe. If you're on the Bandcamp, give us a share. Give us a share either way.
Please. Pretty please.
Shoot your suggestions, your comments, your complaints, and hate mail to David at wedidapodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, excellent. And I just got to say, if you're from the Alamo Drafthouse marketing department, you can also reach us at wedidapodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we didn't talk about them this episode, but let's take a second to talk about how much we enjoy the environment, the customer service, the beverages, and the eats at Alamo Drafthouse.
And with the no talking policy, you really get to enjoy an immersive
the no
movie
talking
experience.
policy. At first, it made me nervous, and I was like, I love this. It's the best thing ever.
One last quick update that I just want to toss in. Burger King does not longer sell hot dogs. I was trying to get them on the episode today. I was shot down. Their burgers are underwhelming to begin with. But
they make me so burpy.
Yeah, they're weird, man.
Burger King, not a sponsor. Hit me up anyways. I like your cinnamon little bun minis things.
That's exactly what you said last time. The other Burger King.
And that's how you know it's true.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoy. Shoot us, like Frank was saying, your Peeps and Predicts. Give us some movie genres. Give us some games to play that we should talk about. We'd love to start a conversation with you.